The battle for your mind. Imagine sitting in a quiet room, alone, with no phone, no TV, no one speaking to you. It's just you and your thoughts. Some thoughts are warm and comforting, memories of loved ones, dreams for the future. Others are random, strange, even ugly. One memory pulls you toward gratitude, another toward bitterness. This is where the real battle happens, not out there in the world, but in here, in the mind. The Apostle Paul says in Romans chapter 8, to set the mind on the flesh is death, but to set the mind but to set the mind on the spirit is life and peace. Life or death begins with a thought. The Bible is clear. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Proverbs. The mind is the control room of the soul. Win the battle here, and you can endure any trial. Lose here, and no outward success will save you. The fathers call the mind the front gate of the city. If it is open to every thought, the enemy walks right in. Saint Paisios the Athonite put it simply: if you water weeds, they grow. If you water flowers, they grow. Your thoughts decide your garden. What if the reason your life feels heavy or hopeless right now isn't your circumstances, but the thoughts you've been agreeing with? We live in a world that constantly throws thoughts at us, through screens, conversations, even the tone of music in a store. But not every thought is our own. The fathers say there are three sources: God, the devil, and ourselves. The trouble is, thoughts rarely come labeled. A thought of pride might sound like self-confidence. A temptation might sound like harmless curiosity. A thought from God might feel inconvenient or uncomfortable. It's like a postman dropping letters into your mailbox. But some are from friends, some from scammers. If you read and believe them, all trouble is certain. The turning point comes when you realize some of the thoughts you've been treating as truth are lies. St. Paul says in Corinthians, take every thought captive to obey Christ. That means you don't let every thought set up camp in your mind. You interrogate it. I remember a man who always thought, I'll never be free from this sin. One day he finally said, wait, who told me that? God didn't. That was the first day he began to change. How many of yours truths are actually lies you've been living under? But Father, people say, I can't control my thoughts. True, you can stop birds from flying over your head, but you can stop them from building a nest there. Saint Porphyrios said, don't fight bad thoughts head on. Turn your mind to Christ, and the light will drive out the darkness. It's like trying to clean a dark room. You can scrub forever, but until you turn on the light, you'll miss half the dirt. The decision is simple, but not easy. It's like you say, I will stop letting my thoughts run my life. I will test them by God's truth. From now on, the mind is not a public park. It's a guarded garden. The saints mastered this. Evagrius of Pont thought. Their thoughts are like arrows. They can wound you if you catch them, or they can fall harmlessly if you step aside. Saint John Climacus compared them to thieves at the city gate. If you entertain them, they rob you. Once a young monk complained to an elder, "I am always distracted in prayer." The elder asked, if someone came to your home with rotten meat, would you let them in? The monk said, "Of course not." The elder smiled. "Then why do you let rotten thoughts into your soul? What if you treated every thought as a visitor you can welcome or refuse? Here's where the battle for your mind becomes practical. Spot the thought early. The sooner you notice it, the easier to dismiss it. This is the first step. Second, name it. Is from God, the enemy, or my own desires? And third, test it with scripture. Philippians said, is the checklist, is it true, noble, just, pure, lovely, commendable? And the fourth is replace it. Don't just push it away. Fill the space with a good thought. And real life example now. You think no one cares about me. Stop, test it, because scripture says God cares deeply. Replace it. The Lord is my shepherd. Could it be that your peace isn't missing, it's just buried under untested thoughts? Victory begins to show. You notice when gossip tries to take root. You catch yourself before replaying an insult over and over. This is the false victory. This is the false victory moment, and you feel strong, but the enemy is watching. Old thought patterns sneak back in. Envy, self-pity, lust, anxiety. They disguise themselves as just how I am. Saint Ephrem the Syrian warned, if you leave a window open, the snake will find it. The mind that is unguarded for even a little while, can be flooded with old habits. What window in your mind is still open? One day you wake up discouraged. The thoughts are loud again. You are failing. You'll never change. It feels like all your work was for nothing. But here's the truth. Falling back into old thoughts doesn't erase your progress unless you agree with them. Saint Macarius of Egypt said, when the soul remembers God, the enemy feels like smoke in the wind. Even one sincere prayer can shift the whole battle. You remember, thoughts are not commands, they are suggestions. And you are free to say, no, I belong to Christ. No, I belong to Christ. Now you live as a gatekeeper, alert but calm. You welcome what is good. You reject what is false. Your mind becomes a place where Christ is at home. Back in the quiet room, you are alone again with your thoughts. But now, they are like birds singing in the morning light, not vultures circling overhead. The city of your soul is guarded. The battle is not over, but the victory is already begun. See you next time. Peace.